I survived one of the greatest battles of all time. And unfortunately, our army was defeated. Very badly.
Okay.
And I survived.
I have it written right here. You hid.
Well, sometimes you have to use different tactics to get through the battle.
Sure. But you get how that one's cowardly, right?
Greetings and welcome to City of Town, an improvised D&D adventure. I'm Michael.
And I'm Casey. Now, Michael, what exactly is an improvised D&D adventure?
I am so glad that you asked. An improvised D&D adventure is an adventure that Casey and I are going to make up on the spot. No prep work, no character sheets, just infinite amounts of dragon slaying and infinite amounts of D&D improv fun.
Man, that sounds awesome.
Because it is awesome.
Now, for anybody out there wondering, every episode is around 60 minutes, and you do not need to have watched our entire catalog to understand what's happening here. Every adventure is completely standalone. There's no lore you gotta go look up. You are ready and perfect exactly how you are.
And just like you don't have to go back and watch all of our past episodes, you also don't have to have read the rulebooks, because we don't follow them. We loosely base everything off of D&D 5e here, but we do not stress about following the rules. We do not go back and reference the Dungeon Master's Guide or Volo's Guide to Monsters to figure out a stat block of a dragon. We make up spells, we make up feats, we butcher the backstories of races and characters. If you're a rules lawyer, it might piss you off, but it's fun, and we don't care.
That's so true. Now, we use two dice here over at City of Town. We use the D20 and the D6. The D20 we use for all attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. The D6 we use for everything else we come up with along the way, like damage. You'll know it when you see it, you'll see it when you know it.
And this week, Casey is going to be our illustrious Dungeon Master.
And Michael is going to be our player.
The sexiest player ever of all time.
Damn right. Sexiest and the sexiest that there will ever be. Mm-hmm. He's actually on the decline.
Except for the... Oh. Wow.
This is it.
I was about to say the next time I go will be the sexiest, but...
But nope.
Oh, God.
I got there first, folks.
Sad. I don't like it. Just like I won't like this adventure.
Okay. You'll love this adventure. Michael, in fact, are you ready to go on a great adventure?
Man, I'm so stoked and so ready.
All right. Our adventure begins, as all great adventures do, with you waving a flag across a giant battlefield.
It is pure white, and I am surrendering.
Indeed.
I am scared fucking shitless.
You are...
I thought I was going to be ready for this fucking war. I was not.
You were not at all. In fact, you are the only person still alive within your entire band.
I'm covered in blood, but none of it's my blood.
No.
It's all the blood of my brethren.
In fact...
And sisterin.
How did you survive such a bloody and terrifying battle?
I would never admit this.
Okay, of course. But this is for us all here.
Yeah, this is just in my character.
Everyone else is dead, so...
Yeah, and I will never tell my father, who is, of course, a veteran.
Yes.
But I hid. The second the battle started, I saw a little hole in the ground as we were charging towards the enemy. I saw the enemy charging towards us, their horse hooves beating the ground, the dragons flying over them towards us, ready to breathe fire down upon us, the trebuchets readying, and I saw the hole, and I dove right in, and I burrowed myself down in there.
Now, Michael, I'm going to need you to roll a fate die. Go ahead, and if it's a 18 or above, you'll be okay. Otherwise, some bad stuff's about to happen.
That's
wow!
19.
Okay.
Wow, holy heck.
You feel within yourself a mighty strength. As before you were a paladin, of course, and you were fighting for the noble and illustrious Garzor, which is a famed god, not one of the 9, but one that is well known far and wide. But you feel that Garzor must have abandoned you. But as you feel...
There's a lot of emotion going on right now.
As you feel this terror within you, this cowardice at your god abandoning you, you being not abandoned's kind of a bad word because everyone died around you, so they didn't necessarily by choice abandon you. But
my brother and sister, and you mean?
Yeah, that died.
No, they abandoned me. They could have all hid too.
They could have.
If we all hid, we all would have survived.
And that's an assurity that you now have resolute within you as
made
you
the right
feel
choice.
a new deity that has welcomed you within, as you standing there waving this flag, horses running towards you. You blink away from the battlefield and you find yourself within a small cave, and you see a very small deity that's hiding under a blanket, shivering when you appear. You can't actually see this creature, but you feel that vibrant energy of a deity. You're within this cave. What are you going to do?
Okay. I think because the deity is smaller than me, I'm not gonna freak out and try to run.
Fair enough.
Also, I think that my logic is I was just pulled out of a battlefield in a bad situation.
Yes.
So this might be better.
Yeah.
And maybe they were helping me.
Yeah.
And I felt that deity and I felt that power inside of me.
Yeah. I mean, for, anybody who doesn't know, the warband that you were fighting against, they are not known for taking prisoners. So you likely would have been slaughtered, even though you were offering up to give up.
I've been making great choices all day. I've been going with the first thing that popped in my head since the battle started. It had worked out so far. So why wouldn't it have kept working out?
Yeah, exactly. All right. So what are you going to do?
So I'm going to, I feel the courage in my variant human heart, and I know that I am safe here. So I'm going to kneel in front of this strange, small, hiding deity. And instead of irreverently bowing to this thing, I'm instead going to go, Are you okay in there? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I could come back at a different time. And I look around for an exit.
Who's there?
I assumed you brought me here, didn't you?
Oh, did I do that? Think. Oh,
don't stress. It's okay. You don't have to.
It's not your fault. As you see a small hand emerge as the blanket lifts up.
Oh, hey, little guy.
Revealing just the smallest tiefling you have ever seen. Literally, I mean, for scale, this big, just 3 inches tall.
I think even though I'm not scared, I do move back a little bit, seeing that it's a tiefling and demonic in some way.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I hope that you're not feeling too terrified being within my presence.
No, I'm a lot less terrified than I was just a few minutes ago.
Okay.
I was in a pretty bad situation, and
would you mind drinking this potion? And it holds up with both hands, just the smallest little potion.
I'm gonna take it, and I'm going to use my Paladin magic to check for poison.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Do I roll for that?
Yeah, go ahead.
12 plus 3, 15.
Okay, you're confident that it's not poison.
Okay. What is it?
Oh, it's just gonna make you small so that I feel less afraid.
Oh, well, I do want to make you less afraid, but also I've kind of felt small my whole life. I'm not sure that I really want to actually be small.
Oh, it's not permanent.
You promise?
Look, man, I'm the deity, so I'm gonna stand up for myself here, and I'm gonna not make promises.
Oh, there's no need to be so confrontational about it. Yeah, sure, I'll drink it. I drink it.
And you feel immediately.
I felt very intimidated in that moment.
And I mean, rightfully so. Like, this still is a deity. You can still feel like power emanating from it as you drink this, and just, I mean, terror overcomes you as you start to shrink down. But this isn't like. This it. Perfect.
I have to do the rest of the episode from here, right?
Yeah, you do. All right.
I only commit to the role so much.
Yeah. So this is a pain unlike you've felt
Oh, God.
any other time in your
hurts?
life. It actually hurts an excruciating amount.
Now I'm scared and I'm in pain.
When you shrink, it's not like just, like you've seen people shrunk before and they just like get smaller. It's almost like you feel your bones crashing in on each other as you feel like your fibula and your tibula and your cibula all just creaking and like smashing together. For like a solid 6 seconds, you are in complete agony, and then
a whole round
evades and goes away, and you find yourself as tall as the tiefling standing before you.
Hello. Oh, actually, no. Wait, I forgot about the pain. Oh, God, what was that? Why'd you do that to me?
I'll explain, but I need some items. As he starts to like,
I'm like feeling myself. Like, am I all here?
you feel around. You are all there. Although. And, like, the pain is starting to dissipate, but it was very painful. As he throws off a blanket, and there's actually, like, a little hidey hole under the blanket, and he starts to pull little trinkets out. And one of the things he pulls out is, like, a stand with a curtain, as he goes, "Welcome, fearedy cat, scaredy man.
Now I'm offended. There's been a lot of emotions today.
Kneel before your god."
I do kneel. I'm not gonna cause too many problems here.
All right, fair enough.
But I'm hesitant. I'm not like fully into it.
"You have been summoned to me because you have committed the great crime of being a coward."
Well, hold on. I don't think what I did was that cowardly.
And
I survived the battle.
"Kneel and listen."
I continue kneeling. And I shut up. I'm like, hey, whoa. There's no need to be so, like, confrontational about it, you know? I'll listen.
"Now presenting the greatest deity within this cave. The somewhat powerful, the not often courageous, the cowardly man himself, Fearsome." As
his name is Fearsome.
As Fearsome steps out from the curtain.
Is Fearsome cute?
I mean, like, kind of, like, I mean, obviously small, but like, just like a little rotund. The horns have like are like a little overgrown, and he's got like a little bit of a balding spot.
You said kind of, but he sounds very cute.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
maybe
all
cuter.
Right,
maybe the cuteness level goes down once on the same size as him.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thing.
When I was
like,
larger, I think I would look at him and go, "Aw."
Yeah, exactly. Kind of. I mean, like, honestly, what I basically just described is the little centaur or whatever minotaur thing from Hercules. So it's essentially who I just described. So imagine him.
He's not I don't remember what that thing is called.
Yeah, I don't know. Lamb guy.
Lamb guy. Yeah.
Goat guy. Anyways, so he he has like a small piece of scroll that he's clearly been reading from as he like puts that away very quickly and says, now announce yourself. Who are you?
My name is the Great Paladin, George McCrumple.
All right. George McCrumple.
Son of the even greater Paladin, Gregory McCrumple.
And at that, he like goes like, oh, now I get why you're here. Okay. Well,
I don't know why I would be here. I'm simply a survivor of a great battle.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. You see, it's not very often that I get somebody who is actually summoned here to be my new squire, but
A squire?
yeah, squire of the cowardly.
I am, first of all, not a coward. Second of all, I am a great paladin, not a squire.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead and do a performance check.
I will not degrade myself by accepting. That's a 16.
All right, he's like, oh, okay. Maybe I got something wrong. Now,
Wait.
What exactly happened? How did you get here?
I survived one of the greatest battles of all time. We were out on the field about to cleanse the countryside of a band of orcs that have been defiling religious sanctums around the country.
Right.
And unfortunately, our army was defeated very badly.
Okay.
And I survived.
Yeah, but now, 'cause I have it written right here. It says here that you hid.
Well, sometimes you have to use different tactics depending on the situation to get through the battle.
Sure. But you get how that one's cowardly, right?
You know what? I'm offended. I cannot believe that you would say something like that. What's cowardly about surviving? All my brethren and sisterin,
Right.
they're dead. They don't have to deal with the threats to come, but I'm still here.
Yeah. But they're also going up to be with their deity who hasn't abandoned them.
So, maybe this is for the best.
I feel like maybe we're not getting anywhere. Let's see. How else could I? You know what? I'm going to show you. And he like puts out on two different sides these kind of like illusory screens. One shows you hiding, like
Shaking in the fetal position inside of this hole as blood from my brother and sister would flow down into the hole. And I'm like kind of drowning a little bit in the blood, but I just refuse to leave.
And on the other side is an image of one of your fellow fighters. She is the well-respected, though new to the army, Gresseld. And Gresseld is fighting against multiple different people within this warband, orcs within this warband, killing one after the other as she is stabbed within the side, and she calls out for somebody to help her as she is just trying to stave off, as she fights and kills another orc and is stabbed in the side again, and she stabs another orc and she's stabbed in the side again, and all while she's taking on orc after orc, we still see you on the other side just cowering. As he says,
Please, whatever you... I didn't realize that you could summon magic like this. Please, just whatever you do. My father can never, ever see this. He can never know that I'm not brave like he is.
okay.
I'm just not.
Then you've only got two options. You can either be my new squire, or you can tell your father what you did and that you hid. But you only have those two options.
The respect of my father is the only thing that I've ever wanted. And he would never respect me being a squire. But even less so, he would never respect me being a coward.
Okay.
So maybe it's best he just thinks I died and I'll be your squire from now on.
Well, you simply just have to sign right here.
Okay. Just please don't ever tell him.
Oh, no, I'm going to make a second body double of you and have it die in the battle.
You're going to do that?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
When he sees my mangled corpse, he's going to be so proud to know that I charged into battle to defend the sanctity of my God and that I died at the hands of my enemies. Could you make it that put my sword in the belly of an orc, like I just fended off a couple of them, just like that awesome warrioress that you just showed us a moment ago?
Yeah. That's pretty easy. Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you. And I signed the contract.
And you, as you sign it, you feel just a little bit of a little stabbing pain as it's signed with your own blood. But then on the screen, you see suddenly one of you, it looks exactly like you, just plop onto the battlefield. And there's a couple
my corpse just ragdoll out of the sky.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, a couple orcs who have just been combing through and cutting off ears and stuff to prove how many they've killed. Gotta look at you shocked, but your sword as you fall does stab into one of them, and that one goes and dies.
I look upon that image with pride.
Yeah,
And I'm like, yeah, I did that.
you do notice that your left eye is weirdly large, but
I don't think they'll notice.
It's unlikely. So
Yeah, a miracle has occurred. Doesn't have to be. The 95% good is good.
yeah, that's good enough. Honestly, that's very much good enough. So for the next several weeks, you learn how to become the squire of the cowardly Fearsome himself.
I'm very scared that I've signed a
pact.
contract with a devil. I mean, it's very clear that I have, since he is of demonic origin. There was never really a question of what was happening. But we just kept using the word deity, and it really threw me. Better than the alternative of my dad finding
Go ahead and roll a perception. Or no,
knowledge religion, maybe?
yeah, let's do knowledge religion.
Which I'm pretty good at as a paladin.
Yeah. And you know what?
Oh, that was a 4 + 4 is 8.
It's okay. I was gonna say that there's that you get advantage on it because it's not that you're rolling for this for the next several weeks. So it's not just one time.
This is also a very demonic dice.
Yeah. Wow.
2 + 4 is 6. So I got an 8.
So you don't learn much because you don't actually leave this cave very often.
I'm also just happy that my dad's going to be proud of me.
Yeah.
Even though I'll never see him again.
Now,
but honestly, I'd be afraid to see him again. So that's
fair. So now, as you are, what are some of the duties that you have to do as the squire to the cowardly?
Well, obviously, I have to clean his armor and his swords.
Yeah.
They never get dirty.
They've literally, you cannot see a single crack on any of them. They've never been used.
Yes, but we keep them absolutely perfect.
Yes.
I have to go ahead and prepare his meals, which are all entirely vegetarian and grown from funguses down here in the cave, with a few hydroponically grown vegetables.
Yep.
I also have to write letters for him, which are letters to people who he has deep crushes and affections for, but does not actually.
They never get sent.
Yeah, they never get sent, and we write them, and then we just burn them
Every night. No, every night as you're eating.
His love for 17 different people, and then we burn them for no one to ever see them.
And as you do it, you sit in utter silence.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Beautiful. And one of the things that you have to do every morning is you have to take this potion again. And
because to keep me small.
yeah, to keep you small.
Why don't... Actually, I have a question for him.
Sure. Yeah, what's up?
Fearsome. I keep drinking the potion to stay small.
Mm-hmm.
I just think I wonder if you're afraid, why wouldn't you make a potion that makes you big? And then you could be less afraid.
Oh, we'd have to find a whole new cave for that.
Oh, that's a good point. And
I
the
would
real
have-
estate market's real messed up.
I would have to go outside. I would have to meet a cave real estate agent.
And that cave might not be as good as this cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually fully understand. I wouldn't want to do that either.
And speaking of the quality of the cave, on your 6th week there, right at the start, you notice a small tremor that at first you don't pay too much mind to. It's underground and
Weird.
like maybe, some random thing, but it'll probably go away in time, except for that it doesn't. The small tremor continues. And
Fearsome, has this happened before?
And you find Fearsome within his little hidey hole as he lifts up the blanket and goes, "Oh, you notice that?"
It's still going, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What has it happened before?
Yeah, it happens right around this time every 6 weeks.
Can I come into the hidey hole with you?
Oh.
Because honestly, I'm kind of scared out here.
It's just, if we're both in here and the cave happens to, well, I have grown kind of fond to you. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Oh, no!
Oh, the dice.
I think that wasn't the roll because it landed on that one. 18 plus 2 is 20.
He talks in circles around himself for a few minutes.
And I'm just getting more and more scared as the cave keeps on. Is it it's just a small tremor, right? It's not like the cave's all
small
shaking
tremor,
or anything.
Yeah, small tremor.
I mean, while he's talking in circles,
Okay.
do I notice that it's directional or anything?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. Do a knowledge nature check. That's a nat one.
Wow.
Yeah, you're actually positive that if you just tap on the small corner of the cave, that you'll actually it'll solve the tremor. That
I don't just tap it, I kick it.
you kick directly through that small bit of dirt that was right there as your foot plunges into gushing water that is now starting to fill the cave.
Fearsome, help! I've done something wrong.
As Fearsome throws up the blanket and goes, "Oh, what have you done?"
I was trying to solve the tremors. I don't know.
And Fearsome looks so scared as he goes, "Assume emergency position," as he starts loading all of his stuff within his hidey hole onto the blanket itself.
And I, of course, do my part of this, which is that I
Well,
go.
first you have to see if you can actually get out of this.
That is a very good point. What do I roll for that?
Go ahead. It'll be a strength check.
That's a 15 plus 3, 18.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It feels like your leg is kind of suctioned there, but you are able to pull it out. But as you pull it out, you see that there's actually some type of sucker fish that's on your foot. And the fish is actually weirdly small too. So it's you imagine that this would be a giant fish otherwise, and it's actually still pretty large to you as it takes up, its mouth is around your foot and up most of your ankle.
I'm going to unsheath my dagger and stab at it.
Go ahead and roll the hit. Wow.
That one.
Wow. You stab your own leg? You're just so terrified as you go and stab your own leg. Roll it.
4 plus 1 is 5.
5 points of damage. How much damage do you have?
How much health do I have?
Health, yeah.
I have 20 health.
20 health. Okay. So you're down to 15 health as this fish is still on you.
I stab again.
Okay. Before you can stab again,
I want this fish off me.
Yeah, before you can stab again, though, you do notice that Fearsome has fully wrapped up his blanket, and he sticks like a little stick through it, like any type of good hobo or anything would, and puts it on his shoulder and says, "If you get out of the cave, come find me."
No, Fearsome, you can't go without your squire. I haven't even done my part of the evacuation procedures yet.
And as you're calling this out to him, he just runs out of the cave.
Wait, is this fish dangerous? Have you seen this fish before? And I'm gonna stab at it again.
All right, go ahead, stab it. Roll the hit.
Nat 20.
All right, with a nat 20, you stab, and luckily the blade is just short enough that you don't actually stab into your own leg again. And you stab it directly through the eye. This fish immediately opens its mouth dead as it slinks off of your foot.
Yeah. That's what you get, fish.
The water is still, it's actually starting to pool around your knees as it's filling up this cave.
Once again, I have been abandoned by my deity. So rather than doing my part of the evacuation procedures,
Okay.
I'm going to get the hell out of here.
All right. As rather than standing and trying to plug the hole while your deity escapes, which any good squire would have done, you instead start to beeline it through the exit.
I'm not a good squire. I'm a good paladin.
Dang. Okay. You sprint through this cavern as you feel tremors and stuff. And go ahead and roll a perception check.
Man, I really hope this doesn't violate my deal with him and my dad finds out about my cowardice. Hey, 18 plus 2, 20.
Okay, you see as you're running, it's clearly nighttime outside as light doesn't pierce through, but you do see what looks like your deity standing at the end of this like tunnel that you're running towards.
My lord, is that you?
Oh, you made it.
Yeah, I tried my absolute best to, do the evacuation procedures and destroy everything behind us in a scorched earth policy so no one else could ever use it, but
Good.
I wasn't able to. I did my best, but the fish was a mighty foe, and I actually did slay it. But
Really? Well, I was kind of hoping that you would have stayed behind, but I can't hope for everything. We are pact of the cowardice.
I just thought that I was gonna be bad. You were gonna be better off with you.
Sure.
I thought I could be helpful.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
12 plus 2? Was that what we said before? Yeah, 14.
As he's actually looking pretty confident, like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a good call. Because quite honestly, it's clearly been a long time since I've left this cave.
How long has it been?
Long enough the rest of the mountain's gone. As he looks over, and it is just a drop-off cliff.
Oh.
And you do not see the bottom of this thing. You see some clouds that you're clearly on top of, and that is it.
Oh, we're high as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. So I'm not looking into a hole. I'm looking down into the sky.
Yes.
Where are we?
It's a good question. I mean, back when I first came here, it was Mount Hood. Would you go ahead and roll a knowledge nature check?
5.
Yeah, you don't remember ever hearing about a mountain ever once being called Mount Hood.
Okay. This must be somewhere just completely outside of the continent that I grew up on.
Could be. You do hear rushing water slowly getting closer to you.
Is it like coming up the cave?
Yeah.
Sire, I do think we have to evacuate further than we have so far.
I think
Do you
you're
know
right.
how to climb?
Oh, no. I haven't even ever thought about the concept of climbing. That would be requiring me to go up when ground is so much safer.
Why? But okay. Okay. Well, I know how to climb.
Okay.
They did teach us that in the army. So
Sure.
I'll lead us down the mountain.
Oh, okay.
And when I get larger, I won't take the potion again, and I'll be able to carry you, and it'll be even easier. For right now, we can just get far enough away from the water that the water won't hurt us. And we won't drown.
You promise you won't squish me if you get big?
I promise that unless we fall, I will not squish you.
Okay.
Okay. And
Let's
so,
do it.
I will reach into my Squire bag, and I will pull out some rope, and we can start making our way down. I just want to get far enough away that we're safe to, like, any kind of landing where, like, we can just hang out until I get big. And a big enough landing that when I get big, it won't fuck us.
Okay. So let's go ahead and roll just a straight dex roll.
Straight dex. 11 plus 2. 13.
13. Okay. You aren't able to get as much movement as you would like. One, because you're small, but also it's just you haven't climbed in a long time. It's not something that's supernatural to you. So you are able to find, if you could just go a little bit further, there's a landing that looks pretty perfect, but you're just not able to get that far as you find a smaller landing that's you got to be careful on, but it does do the trick.
Okay. I think if we wait here until I get large, then I'll be able to more easily get us down this mountain. I'll be able to carry you.
Wow, that sounds like a great plan. And as he says that, water starts to drip on your guys' faces.
Is it seeming like it's like a waterfall or going to develop into a waterfall, or is it just going to get us wet?
It seems as though it's probably, like, given enough time, going to turn into a waterfall.
Sire, do you have any sort of magic or anything that could block this? That could keep us safe from the water or divert it?
I mean, and he looks around and there's like a big kind of like boulderish thing next to you, and he says, I could teleport that in front of it.
If you could do that, then, well, hold on. Are you going to also attach it to the wall?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, if you teleport it and attach it to the wall so it doesn't fall on us. And
Okay.
it would divert the water.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. As he like moves his hands and says the words, as this big chunk of rock within the mountain is ripped out of it and teleported, and you see the water stop as it. Well, you can't even see it, so the water stops.
So the water stops hitting us.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Wow, my sire, that was some incredible magic.
Yeah.
I am so lucky to have a god like you on my side.
Yeah. As you guys...
I'm a little offended that that was all I got.
I don't know. He's
Not only have I been climbing for us.
You know what? Go ahead and roll the perception check.
12 plus 2, 14.
Okay. You know what? Okay. He rolled a nat 1 on hiding his own feelings. So you get the sense...
He rolled a nat 1 on hiding his own feelings.
You get the sense, because you've written so many love letters before...
Oh, God.
that you've noticed something.
Wait a second.
He is clearly hiding some feelings towards you.
It all makes sense now. Okay. Wow. What do I do with this?
I don't know.
I'm afraid of the confrontation.
Sure.
So I realize that. I panic a little, and I decide, you know what? Hey, thanks for doing that. We should probably just get some rest until I get big.
Yep. And he nods and agrees. And you wait for an hour as suddenly you hear a roiling, just a thunder beating as suddenly where that rock was removed from the mountain, water just shoots out of it, bursts out of it like a cannon. Luckily, it doesn't actually impact you. It's just to the side of you, but water does just rush out of that.
Oh, God. Why is this? Do you actually know, Fearsome, why this mountain is so full of water and it's under such pressure?
No, I've never heard of it. I go ahead and roll insight.
16.
Yeah, it was a 5. He's clearly being shady as hell and knows something about what's going on here.
Sire, are you hiding things from me?
Oh, well,
Why would you not want to tell me what's going on?
Okay. Do I tell? Do I not?
You don't have to be afraid.
High or low?
High.
Wow. All right. It was a nat 20, so it was as high as he can get.
Dang.
As he says, okay, fine, I'll just tell you. So, Poseidon actually lives at the bottom of this mountain, and he's pretty protective of the water that's kept there.
And when I kicked it,
Well, it's more that I noticed that water has amazing magical properties. And one of the side effects is that it makes things small. And I didn't think that he would notice if I just kept taking really small amounts of it. But I'm starting to think after thousands of centuries, he started to catch wise.
that makes sense. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Are you not a god?
Oh, no. No, I am. I'm just... They never tell you that when you become a god, that there's... you always hear about the cool ones. But there are a lot of layers to godhood. I just got a few followers because we were all, this band who was together, traveling, and we got attacked one night, and I told them we should just hide, and we all did, and they started to kind of worship me. So I only have 5 followers outside of you. I think most of them are probably dead at this point.
Oh, I was about to ask if they're still around.
I don't think so. So,
Did they live for a long time, though?
I mean, average.
3 cowards didn't help them out that much.
I didn't really have any way to help them survive longer. So I've just kind of been cursed with cowardice, and whenever somebody takes part in a truly great act of cowardice, they get sent to me. I guess that the gods kind of just thought, well, somebody has to do it, and so they've let me just keep doing it.
But now you've pissed off Poseidon.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, when you become a paladin, you think it's just going to be easy. And then nothing can hurt you, but I saw a lot of other paladins die.
Oh.
My dad's a paladin. He never died. I never saw him get hurt, and so I thought, if he can do that, I can do that. And there's no way that I'd ever get hurt, and I can be as great as he is. But I've seen a lot of other paladins that seem as greater than him die and get hurt, and they're better than I am. So I realized there was nothing that would keep me safe. And I don't want to die.
Well, I guess I've lived a long time, sometimes I wonder if it's even all that much better to just live and live and live if you don't have something worth dying for.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna sit down. It's a lot to think about.
And he actually sets his things down. He says, make sure, if you could, down just past Tinkertopia, there's a small village. I don't know if it'll still be there or not. You'll notice it because it's got a beautiful hill. It used to be called Hill Spring. I don't really know anymore. If you could just go there and, well, just tell them what became of me. There might be a few people there who were glad to hear it.
What became of you?
You've been a good squire. I'm gonna go talk to Poseidon. You should. Well, you should find a way off this mountain. And he is going to turn towards where the water is coming from. And are you going to say anything? Or if not, he'll just keep going?
As soon as it seems like he's about to be gone, I'm going to go, wait.
Yeah?
And I stand up, straighten my armor, unsheath my sword, and say, I'm going with you.
Oh, you don't...
You're my deity, and I will fight for what is right.
As he gives a stern nod, and the two of you, he puts his hand on your chest, and you feel gills grow on your neck as you both move into the water and you're able to continue breathing. It takes you a long time as you are winding your way through, but you never get lost because there is so clearly the pull of a great power, something greater than you've ever felt within your life, that's calling to you from deep within the depths of this water. As you both continue swimming, eventually you come upon this beautiful ornate palace that seems to glow and shimmer within the water. You both are hiding behind some rocks looking at it. Well, he's in there. This is your last chance. You don't have to come with me.
There is no chance that I'm not going with you. I will be by your side, and we will emerge from this victorious.
Okay. Well, let's go. As you both swim down to
There is a moment of hesitation. But I do swim with him.
You both swim down to the front of this palace as the gates open up on their own. And standing there are, on each side, 10 different sea creatures, all with trumpets that, even though you're within water, as they play upon them, you hear this thunderous song announcing only what would it be beautiful enough to announce a king of the ocean and the waters, as this giant Herculean man steps forward from the watery shadows. Stark features that just don't even feel human with their strangeness. He moves forward, and as he moves forward, he actually shrinks down to your size as he looks at you and says, You two have taken what is not yours.
I look to Fearsome, and I give him a nod like, you've got this.
Fearsome, truly terrified, but he says, yes, Poseidon. Lord Poseidon. Yes, Lord Poseidon. We did, and we're sorry. You're sorry.
Very sorry, Lord Poseidon.
We'll see how sorry you are. Kneel. And before you even, because you both would kneel probably anyways, your bodies are forced into a kneeling position. You don't even get a save on this. There's just simply no way you could prevent from kneeling. As Poseidon grows to double your size as he looms over you both. And he looks from Fearsome to you as he says, do you think it is fair for a squire to pay the same price as his lord?
It doesn't really matter what's fair. What matters is what's right, and what's right is for me to stand by my god.
He pulls out his hand, and within it comes a great trident as he says,
But I also really don't think it'd be fair for you to stab my god. Or me.
is that so?
I think the punishment should fit the crime.
Intriguing. You think the punishment should fit the crime? I like that. Very well. For stealing the lifeblood of all the creatures within this mountain, I will steal your lifeblood.
But only a fraction of it, right?
As he slams this
Fearsome only took
trident
a
into
fraction of the lifeblood from the mountain.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check. You're going to have to persuade hard, man.
11 plus 2, 13.
Yeah. This Lord Poseidon is a true capital G god.
Fearsome, you could do something, right? You're a god. A great god that I believe in.
And Fearsome,
And I think
his head is shrunk. He looks hopeless to you. Go ahead.
I think if your other followers are alive right now, they also believe in you. All 5 of them. They might be dead, but I'm sure you can think back to what it felt like when all 5 of them were worshiping you and sending their love and their belief and their faith in you. Remember that, because that's the same way Poseidon feels.
I'm going to have you roll a persuasion, but I'm going to give you advantage on it. So you can roll a d6 and add that to it.
That's a 7 and a 2. Oh. It was cocked. Okay, 7 and 2. 9.
You see Fearsome. He desperately wants to be the person that you're describing. As he looks to you and he says, I'm no god. I'm just a man who lived too long. As you both feel your blood start to drain out of you, it pulls away between your pores, it feels like, as a mist of red surrounds you both. And you're going to, I need you to roll 4d6.
I dropped all mine. Okay, here we go.
All right, Fearsome has 18 health.
And I've got 15.
Oh, God. All right, go ahead. You do yours first.
All right. That is 6 plus 2 is 8. Plus 6 is 14.
Or
So I have 1 health left.
wow. Fearsome rolled a 6 to start. Let's roll the other 3. So 6, 10, 14 points of damage to him. So he only has 4 health left. As he is blood is just literally like gushing out of you. As suddenly you feel like a warmth over you when it was feeling so cold just now. As Poseidon goes, "What is this?" "Oh, no, I don't think so." As he grabs his trident and he goes and he pulls it up, growing in size as he stabs it down, as suddenly a sword glowing with divine energy stabs up into the trident, blocking it, as in front of you stands your original god.
Fucking knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I got him back. I'm back, baby.
Yes, as he says, "Poseidon, these are not your followers to punish. Stand down."
God damn, my god's a fucking badass.
And with a great, just pure light shield, he slams the trident away. Poseidon says, "This is not your domain," as he grabs a dolphin from nearby and turns it into a second spear.
Poor dolphin. That's fucked up.
As the
Dolphin didn't deserve that.
You're right. I'm sorry.
This battle is insanely epic.
the
In
dolphin-
that moment, fucking Jeffrey just goes, "Whoa, what? That's oh god."
Yeah. Lily the dolphin, dude.
Oh, it was named Lily?
Yeah.
Did it have a family?
It was actually the youngest in its little family. Yeah.
Died in service to its god. I guess that's the moral of this.
Yeah, you actually saw a huge smile on its face.
Yes, Poseidon, yes! Turn me into a
Here.
I will thrust forward for you, Poseidon.
As these two great gods battle against one another, like thunderous, ear-splitting cracks around you as the two continue to duel against one another. And suddenly, well, actually, you know what? Go ahead and roll an attack for your god.
Okay.
I can't remember your god's name, though.
It was something like Grumkar.
Yeah, Grumkar.
12. I don't know what he gets plus to it. Plus 8.
It does. It's okay. It was just a straight D20 for each of them. I don't want to pull up. I don't want to create god stats right now.
God stats. Level 20 god stats.
What? God damn it! What
Grumkar.
Grumkar.
That was what we just said
Yeah,
a second ago.
Grumkar. As Grumkar hits the spear out of Poseidon's hand and then throws away his shield and grabs Poseidon and rings him to his knees and says, "You will stand down, Poseidon, or I will break apart this mountain at its seams." As Poseidon, angry, hair within his own eyes, looks ready to continue the fight, and then looks down at all of his followers, the sea creatures that look for him to protect their home, and says, I must be made right." And Grumkar says, "Fine, you will." As Grumkar disappears, Poseidon, still there, looks at you two, scowls, anger in his fists, and then stands and walks away. The gates of this great palace close on you too, and silence overwhelms you.
Are we outside the palace?
Yeah.
I got my god back. And we're alive. Did you see that? Grumcar himself defended me.
You go over to Fearsome and you pull him back and you see his face starts to wrinkle. And even though you're in water, somehow tears go down his face as he smiles and he says, "Yes. It was truly an honor to know you."
It was an honor to know you too, Lord Fearsome.
And a smile comes across his face as he says,
You died with bravery and honor.
"That's more than I could ever have wished for. You have true courage in you. If your father can't see that now, he's the fool."
He's going to be so stoked to hear that that I met Grumcar.
And as you say that, Fearsome pulls you into a hug, and you feel long strands of white hair fall across you as Fearsome, his bones and his body grow thin and then break apart, turning into dust, disappearing within the water.
I look at the particles of Fearsome drift away on the currents. And I realize that when I eventually do die, I want to go out feeling like he felt. And feeling proud of myself and knowing that I did the right thing.
And as you have that assurity within you, a window almost opens before you. You step through it, feeling yourself suddenly for the first time in a while on solid ground as the grass underneath you bristles in the summer wind. You look, and standing before you is a beautiful hill with small streams upon it. And that is where we will end today's session.
Dang, that was an epic god battle.
It
That
was
so cool.
Yeah, dude.
That was
thrilling.
fun. Casey, thank you so much for an awesome adventure.
Michael, thank you. And thank all of you for tuning in. Make sure that you subscribe, that you like the episode, that you comment down below. Hit that bell icon so you get reminders of new episodes coming out. We are so excited to keep doing new episodes with new crazy adventures, and we cannot wait to hear what you think of all of them.
And don't forget, we have a new one every single week, so make sure to come back and check it out.